Lost Labyrinth of Knossos, myth or Minoan masterpiece. In the pale light of dawn, the ruins of Knossos emerge from the Cretan earth like the remnants of a dream. Here, on a sun-baked plain near modern-day Heracleion, the Minoans built a palace of such complexity and grandeur that legends sprang from its very walls. They spoke of a labyrinth so vast that even its master could scarcely find his way through it. Today we journey into the heart of that myth and into the true marvel of Minoan ingenuity. Knossos rose to prominence around 1900 BCE at the height of the Bronze Age. Its multi-storied halls soared 3 or 4 levels high, their walls adorned with frescoes depicting graceful bull leapers frozen in mid-flight and dancers crowned with garlands. In these images, we glimpse a people who celebrated motion, ritual, and the sacred bond between human and beast. Intricate lead and terracotta pipes carried fresh water from distant springs, feeding drainage systems that rivaled anything in the ancient world. Workshop quarters echoed with the rhythmic hammer strokes of metalworkers fashioning bronze tools and weapons. Storage magazines brimmed with amphorae of olive oil, wine, and fragrant resin, evidence of a bustling economy that traded as far afield as Egypt, Anatolia, and the Levant. Yet beneath the palace's outward beauty lay an undercurrent of mystery. In the 8th century BCE, the poet Hesiod spoke of a twisting house filled with corridors that confounded even the gods. Centuries later, Diodorus Siculus recounted how Minos, king of Crete, demanded a gruesome tribute from Athens, 7 youths and 7 maidens, to be sacrificed to a half-man, half-bull creature known as the Minotaur. According to legend, these unfortunates wandered forever in a vast maze until the hero Theseus, aided by a ball of thread from Minos' daughter Ariadne, slew the beast and found his way back to daylight. When Sir Arthur Evans arrived at Knossos in 1900 CE, he was captivated by the palace's bewildering layout. Over the next 3 decades of excavation, he revealed more than 1,000 rooms, connected by corridors that doubled back on themselves, staircases branching in every direction, and subterranean chambers so hidden that it seemed possible for a visitor to lose all sense of orientation. Evans proclaimed that he had uncovered the fabled labyrinth, and his restorations, sometimes reinforced with concrete, gave the site a dreamlike quality as though myth had been made material. Modern scholarship, however, tempers Evans's grand vision. Many now argue that his reconstructions were influenced as much by legend as by archaeology. Walls rebuilt to a uniform height, vividly painted columns and stylized frescoes may reflect more of Evans's imagination than the Minoans' original intent. Today, careful analysis of surviving fragments suggests Knossos was not designed to trap people, but to serve evolving administrative and ceremonial needs over centuries. New wings were added, old wings repurposed, and thresholds moved to accommodate changing dynasties, religious rites, and growing populations. At the center of the palace lies the Grand Court, a broad open plaza where ceremonies, festivals, and athletic competitions unfolded. Surrounding it are rooms dedicated to the ritual bull leap, where acrobats trained on raised wooden platforms above sunken pits. Here, the bull motif, powerful horns and sinewy forms, repeats in fresco after fresco, hinting at a religious cult that revered the animal's raw strength and symbolized the renewal of life. Deep beneath the court, geophysical surveys have detected voids too orderly to be natural, possible storage vaults or hidden shrines that remain off-limits to modern archaeologists. Linear A tablets, still undeciphered, offer tantalizing glimpses of palace bureaucracy. Sealed jars bear impressions of official seals, while clay documents meticulously record distributions of olive oil, grain, and textiles. The Minoans appear to have mastered accounting long before most other civilizations, and their scribes kept careful track of every commodity flowing into and out of Knossos. Yet without a Rosetta Stone for Linear A, the full story remains locked behind a script we have not yet learned to read. An entire archive of voices silenced by the passage of time. In 1950, the poet-novelist Robert Graves revived public fascination with Knossos in his retelling of ancient myths. He painted Minos as a demigod and insisted the palace's maze-like corridors were built intentionally to confound invaders and criminals alike. Popular documentaries dramatize this idea through reenactments of youths chased by a feral Minotaur, disappearing forever into narrowing passageways. Video games and fantasy novels followed, cementing the image of Knossos as the ultimate ancient labyrinth, a place where myth and reality entwined. But a closer look at the architecture tells a different tale. The palace's east wing, with its long colonnaded hall, likely housed administrative offices where scribes recorded trade deals and legal contracts. The west wing, facing the sea, included private residential quarters for the royal family, complete with light wells that channeled sunlight deep into interior rooms. Grand staircases rose like ceremonial ramps, not traps, designed for processions, not pitfalls. Every corridor, every doorway served a purpose: to ventilate damp passages, to channel rainwater away, to allow processions to flow from one chamber to the next. The confusion we feel today may simply reflect the palace's organic growth over 500 years, rather than the designs of a mad architect. Hydraulic engineering at Knossos was unparalleled. Rainwater collected on tiled roofs, then funneled through gargoyles into terracotta pipes embedded beneath the floors. These pipes wound beneath corridors and through storerooms, emerging at cisterns capable of holding thousands of liters. Flush toilets, seats carved from stone connected to sewage drains, offer a glimpse of Minoan comfort far ahead of its time. In a world still hauling water in clay pots, Knossos channeled it with the precision of a modern city. Trade networks connected Knossos to distant shores. Copper ingots from Cyprus, ivory from Egypt, and lapis lazuli from Afghanistan testify to wide-ranging commerce. Minoan pottery, its distinctive swirl patterns and marine motifs, has been found in Mycenaean Greece, Anatolia, and Malta. These connections brought not only goods, but ideas, shared religious rituals, artistic techniques, and innovations in metallurgy. Knossos, it seems, was less an isolated palace and more a hub of Mediterranean exchange, its harbour thrumming with ships from every corner of the known world. Yet the question endures: did the palace's complexity inspire the labyrinth myth? Or did Minos' story shape our interpretation of the ruins? If Ariadne's thread was a metaphor, perhaps it symbolized the colored bands Minoan priests used to guide participants through processional routes, or the painted lines that outlined critical passageways. Maybe the Minotaur, a creature half human, half beast, represented the dual nature of Minoan rulership, both cultured and instinctive, bound by piety, yet unconstrained by foreign conventions. The earth beneath Knossos still holds secrets. In the last 2 decades, ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity surveys have revealed chambers buried beneath rubble, places where soil collapse has sealed off entire sections of the palace. When and if archaeologists return, they may uncover troves of pottery, ritual objects, and perhaps even Linear A archives that could finally lift the veil on Minoan administration. Until then, the palace's labyrinth remains partly a product of the sediments of time and partly a monument to human imagination. Today, visitors wander the restored corridors, tracing the path of myth and history. Olive trees, planted by modern custodians, cast shifting shadows across crushed stone floors. Tour guides recount the tale of Theseus and the Minotaur even as they point out the palace's drainage sluices or the circular throne room flanked by griffin frescoes. In this blend of story and structure, Knossos fulfills its ancient destiny. It is a place that invites both wonder and inquiry, where each stone whispers secrets and each carving hints at the passions of a long-vanished people. As the Cretan sun sets over the Aegean Sea, painting the horizon in flames of orange and violet, we stand at the edge of legend and fact. The lost labyrinth of Knossos may not have been a deliberate maze of death, but its winding corridors, hidden chambers, and daring innovations offer a different kind of mystery, one written in stone, water, and clay. Here, the memory of a vanished civilization endures, challenging us to follow the thread of evidence wherever it may lead. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the heart of Minoan Crete, subscribe and ring the bell. Join us next week as we unearth another forgotten marvel and venture once more into history's hidden passages.